Hey guys, welcome to Power Toys. In this video we're going to paint my 57 Chevy. This car got painted about 20 years ago and I've just been driving it. I got it out of a barn a year ago and I've just been rocking the patina look. But I think it's ready for a refresh. The car has served me well and I want to treat it a little bit. I just painted the fender with some rattle can. It was decently close. Is this car really ready for paint? No, it's not. Is it ready for the body work? No, it's not. There's a bunch of other things that need done before this. But are we going to paint it first and then regret our decisions? Yes. So follow along. Let's get the trim off, start sanding this car down. All right. I took the trim off camera because I didn't know anything about how to do that. So I'll show you on the other side now that I have a little bit of an idea. So, wow. It's a lot. This car is really more than I should be getting into. I'm not really a body guy, but I am today. I do recommend taking the trim off, even if you don't care about how good the paint job is, just because you want to get down to this rust in here. You know, you need to clean this stuff out because, you know, you really have no idea how long this car is sat getting water behind this trim. I'm going to start sanding this down, and maybe I'll do a little montage of that. Alright, I've been sanding on this for a couple hours now. Show you where we're at. I burnt through the primer and everything that I had on there. This is going to be the real focus. See, I threw this car together to be able to enjoy it last spring, and you know, I didn't do the best body work. I just was trying to have the car look presentable. So this is bulged out down here. I'm going to have to do a lot of configuring there. These doors are pretty much shot. It was creased here, and so that needs all beat in. In the bottom, it's really rusty. You can see there, it's really bad. But we're going to keep these doors. I'm going to make it work. Just got to keep finagling with it. Oh, some dog content. Root. Come here, buddy. Here's my boxer, my buddy Rooney. Yeah, he's camera shy. So now I have to do this deck lid here, and before I do, you know, obviously it needs replaced. We're not going to replace it. I gave up with the metal patch. I put it in, and didn't work out too well, so now we are spray foaming it. It is just a trunk lid. I don't care. I just don't want it to be banging around in there. So I'm gonna let all this set up, and I'm gonna cut it, and then it'll at least be a little more firm, and hit it with some rattle can white. Better than the holes until I get the new trunk lid and I can spray that real quick. So yeah, I would really like to find a new deck lid for it. I just can't find any parts for these cars that are cheap. People just want way too much, including for the doors. So that's why I'm just going to work with what I have here, and you know, you guys are probably doing the same. So also, the thing I wanted to note is I have an air compressor, but it's only a 26 gallon, so that means I can only run my DA intermittently, and the DA already stopped working like the second try. You know, I took a pass with it, let off the trigger, and then it never turned back on. So that's why I'm using an electric palm sander. Welcome to hell. All right, my spray foam is set up now, and see, this is something I want to talk about real quick. You got to know where your project's going, you know. My goal with this trunk lid is just to get this foam in here so it connects it. Okay, you see when I squeeze down, it doesn't flex anymore. Before it was just bouncing around. It was really bad in the front here, and that's because they had a rubber seal from the factory that kept the moisture. Now that's firm, okay? If I ever sold this car, I would let the buyer know that, and you know, it's just a trunk lid. You can replace it, it's not a big deal. Hey guys, it's been a few days. I'm back working on the 57. Show you the progress. Got half the roof stripped down to the original paint, which is pretty cool. It's going to be really similar to what I'm going to paint it. But I'll show you what I'm battling here. You can see all these dots, right? They penetrated the original paint, the respray that was done. And it feels like sandpaper when you run your hand across the car. Let's see, I've been getting this down to bare metal. You want those edges to be nice and clean because they were really rough with the pitting on the paint. I've been using this right here. Definitely recommend getting one of these, a Baxter from Harbor Freight air filer. It's gonna let you sand a foot section at a time, which is going to help keep your body panel straight if you have a lot of Bondo, but it also is just a really quick way to knock down the car. So although I'm not taking all the trim off this car, one of the things I do want to do is get these headlight bezels off. They're damaged on the bottom and they have black on them, discoloration over years and soot inside, so I want to take them off, clean them, and it's one less thing I have to tape off. So let's pop these off. Yeah, so there you go. You can see how crusty it gets in here with this seal. There is a weep hole at the bottom, but my other one is pretty damaged, as you can see over there. I'm not going to replace these, but I can at least doll them up a little bit. Nice, I don't have to worry about messing up my paint. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys how to get the trim off this now that I know that I did the other side. So, for this front fender, you have on the inside, you can get to it, there is a couple bolts that go into those that have studs. You got to take the nuts off the back. Then most of them are pins. They just pop off. You get a screwdriver and gingerly pop them off. And for the door, almost all of them need to be accessed through the door, so you're gonna have to take the door panel off to get to that. Okay, this one here is, I believe, entirely just the pins, so this just pops off, this just pops off. This one, it will pop off for a bit, and then you have pins in the back that you have to take nuts off of. This top one, you have nuts that you have to take off, and I believe the majority of the rest of it is just pop Just be real careful that you don't bend your chrome. And then underneath this cap, you have to be real careful. You get into the front here, you can pop it up off, okay? But when you get over here, there is a, this is like soldered in here. So you have to be careful that you don't bust a hole through this piece. You can see I was a dumbass and I did that, okay? I knew it was gonna happen too, and I still did it. So that just shows you it's real easy to do that, real easy to make that mistake. So I've found what works best is a little putty knife and a flathead screwdriver. I already took this nut out from the inside. This one's missing what appears to be a bunch of tabs, which is, you know, not ideal. Let's ignore the middle one like the plague and do the back. I think I got them all now. There's like five over the wheel arch in the back. Spraying all your push pins if you're trying to salvage them with WD-40 to get them to pop out. I should be doing that right now.
Does this bubble smell good? Can you tell me again? Is that food? What's your body?
So we're gonna take a break on the taking the trim off because that made me angry. So now we're doing this, which is gonna make me more angry. This is probably the worst job out of anything you'll do on this car. Taking the handles off. They got these little springs in there, and they're keepers, and they're almost impossible to get off of there. So I had a piece of metal flat iron that worked great, and it's gone. Can't find it anywhere. It's one of those stupid things that you have around and you're like, oh, well, that worked out wonderful, but I'll never have to do that again, so let's just not document where it is. And then it disappears, and you're screwed. Luckily, that one was the easy one. No issue there. This window is getting replaced because it is held in with hopes and dreams. The real reason we took the door panel off, though, is so we can get into here and get these nuts off. You can see the studs. Oh, and my homemade window holder. Gonna be buying a new window for this. But yeah, studs go through there, and we gotta get those off so then we can get the chrome off of the car. Damn it. Pop your scraper down. Just lightly work it. Some are more interested in popping loose for you than others, but no real way around it. You just gotta pop them. And then the ends, gotta get your screwdriver. If you're lucky, you'll be able to salvage some clips. These aren't, you know, super, I guess, impacted by driving. So like, I think the clips are a little overkill for how much they put on. So you can get away with maybe 3 clips holding this piece of stainless on. You don't need all those clips. 45 pliers and pinch the keepers like that to to get it out a little easier too if you have the room. So there you go. That piece is solid, and now it's going to be nice and easy to go ahead and use some steel wool, get it cleaned up. So I'm going to take a quick break from all the prep work and have a little bit of fun here. So as far as the body filler goes, I'm going to be using a U-Pull Gold direct to metal lightweight body fill. Alright, I'm going to call that sufficiently mixed, being I'm going to mix it on the board while I'm installing it. Is that the right word? I'm not a body guy, clearly, but like I said before, I am today. Let's go throw this stuff on. Basically like a whole skim coat on the quarter panel. I almost forgot to see if I could break this on camera. There we go. And I broke it again. Is what it is. So yeah, you got some like studs and screws, but they are so worn out in mine. There's not a whole lot I can do. The main thing is you have this square push pin that goes into here, and that is what I'm going to rely on to reinstall. But you can see this piece here that it attaches into is attached to this. When I reinstall, I'll probably just liquid nail this all in. Huh, strange. This is in a lot better shape than this side. But yep, threw that body putty on, and that's curing up pretty nice. That's enough for one day. I had to get a shower because I looked like a 70s hooker. I had blue all over my eyelashes, my beard. Yes, beard. So something that always annoyed me with this car is that the antenna hole was, exposed. So I had a little rubber grommet in there and a 9mm shell casing. But yeah, no 50 cals on this. But I'm just gonna go ahead and I cut a little piece of metal, painted the back of it, and I'm gonna tack it in and not have to worry about that anymore. I'm just gonna put some Bondo body putty over it. I measured out exactly where the hole was though, so I can go back and punch it out if I ever want to. Believe it or not, that's a good tack for me. Really good over there. Beauty of this is already indented for the factory antenna, so I don't even have to grind those off. Just cover it up with some filler and we are good to go. All right, so it's been a few days. We've had a lot of rain and it sucks doing this in the garage. It's like 40 right now, still a little chilly, but got some more filler on the car. Been doing my GoPro got kind of jammed up, but this is what I've been up to. So working that, getting that smooth. This down here has a bow in it, so I'm trying to work that out. Always been there because of all the rust, and still fleshing that out. I'm trying to find a nice stainless insert that the Belairs have, and then, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is a Belair to 90% of people. It already really is. No one knows what a 210 is. So I'm probably going to title this video Belair anyway, just for views. Don't get mad at me. I know it's not. Let's sand this down. I'm using 320. Alright, so taking a break from the rest of the sanding to do some more sanding. And you can see my door is properly aligned. If anything, it needs to go even higher. Okay? Which would make this gap even worse. So it's going to stay where it's at. It closes really nicely. Most likely this fender was just, I think when I did this the first time, just to make it presentable, a lot of the metal was damaged back here. So I kind of built this lip. What I'm going to do is sand this out again, and then I'm going to build it up with filler so it looks nice and tight like the top. It's gonna be a pain, but has to be done. Now you may look at this and you see right in here that there is clearly a lot of Bondo buildup, and you might be like, so you're gonna take all that out of there and put some new fresh Bondo, fresh body filler in, instead of using the 30-year-old body filler, possibly? Nope. Just wire wheeled the rust out of the hole, and we're just gonna go ahead and put some right back over it. Layering it on pretty thick here because we got a lot of big old dent. Now come up from the bottom. Alright, that'll give us something to work towards. Well, looks like that's going to be my day again. The rain is coming. Cannot escape it. It's been brutal. But got some putty on that. Got some filler down here. You can see the lead seams from when they put it together in the factory, which is really cool. And yeah, so to be continued again. Man, it sounds good though. Listen to that straight six. Purrs like a kitten. Alright, we have been working on it. It's probably been about a week since the last time I filmed. It's just been raining and horrible, but this fender is almost done. Still working that out. Used some more glass on the bottom because these doors tend to rust out and then they tuck because they get really weak. So building that back, I went ahead and on the sides of the roof glazed them, so when you're standing next to the car, the roof looks good. I'm not so worried about the middle. It's gonna be what it is. This side is almost done. Within the wings are almost done. So do some more down there. The joints are filled. Still working out this quarter a little bit. This door as well got glassed. I just messed this up, but I had a really nice fender line going on. Had to go in and sand it again because I've been having some valleys in here that I'm trying to get out completely. Went ahead and got this fender down to primer and bare metal. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Catch you guys probably maybe tomorrow. Hey guys, back working on it. It's probably I don't know, 3 weeks in now. Just found out something pretty cool. Motorcycle batteries, bring them to Advanced Auto, wherever local parts store I bet does the same thing. $10 per motorcycle battery. So I picked up 2 of these cans. That's a little overpriced there, but got them for free because of my batteries. And I'm using that to do, I did a little test strip to see how it's going to blend in. Because I can't do primer on the whole car. It's too cold and I'm antsy. So I'm going to do the door jambs in rattle can primer, just because I have only 1 gallon of the U-Pull primer, and this is a lot of car. So anything I can use like that is going to help. I might even use it on some of the filler, and then, you know, Scotch-Brite it, and then go back to the U-Pull to do a top coat of primer. But just figured I'd throw that in there. You got some batteries, run them over to the Advance. Get $10. I got 30 because I had 3 batteries, so worth it. All right, we got the car all ready for primer. We're all taped up. So I'm gonna get ready to spray here real soon. Car's about 55-degree metal temperature, so hopefully it goes well. We'll find out. So instead of using wax and grease remover, what I'm gonna do is use a crystal tack cloth and some glass cleaner. Gonna spray the whole car down with the glass cleaner. Okay. Glass cleaner works really good because it has alcohol in it, I think, and it evaporates very quickly, even when it's cold, like it is today here. So after you got a layer of that, open up your tack cloth with your dirty hands, and then this is kind of like a gluey cloth. It's real sticky. I guess you could get that from the name, right? You know, get that nice. Get your dusty sleeves all pulled up. It's not the end of the world if it isn't perfect. We are just putting the primer on now, but obviously don't reuse the cloths. For primer, we're going to be using a U-Pull 4-to-1 high build primer. That's going to be a little too thick for the tip I'm shooting out of, so I'm going to reduce it. So we're going to do 4 1-to-1 and see what kind of mess I can make here. So you can see, just by luck, I managed to get it to about the 8 in the 4-to-1. So then we're going to put our reducer and our hardener. So start with the reducer. We're going to go from that 8 up to this 8, and then we're going to add another 1, and we're going to put the reducer in. So total will be at 9. Gonna stir this up, pour it in the gun. Like I mentioned before, I only have a 26-gallon air compressor, but when you use this kind of air gun, it's not horrible. Alright, all primed up. I had to stop the camera because I had to figure out my gun. The little top air valve was blocked from the last time. I didn't clean it well enough, but surfaced pretty decently. Got a lot of runs through that first batch of painting. I couldn't figure out what was going on, so a lot of wet sanding in front of me. Alright, so now that the car's primered, I've been walking around it, checking all the imperfections. Sorry, someone's cutting down a tree. A lot of imperfections I'm dealing with. You know, but that's why you prime it, to see what you can find underneath. So there's a lot of spots that I wasn't happy with that I fixed, but overall I'm pretty impressed. The roof was pretty rough, like I anticipated. So I went ahead and glazed over all that extra protein. It may be a slightly different color, but whatever. Not too worried about this window because, like I said, I gotta replace it. So I'll keep working at this. Alright, after some more sanding, we have probably 3/4 of the car complete, maybe a little more. There's still some spots I need to touch up. When you walk around, you just find more and more. There's a little dent that was in the hood that I couldn't stand, had to fix that. This fender just keeps getting more. My driver's door. So you can see I start to care about what I'm going to see. And I'm going to see this door all the time getting into the car. So I want that to look nice. I want to have a nice side profile here. And the roof to be okay. Get that leaf out of there. Or crunch it up. Got the roof really nice. Really happy with how that door seam came out. It was a mess. So that's gonna be it for tonight. I did manage to get all the jams real nice. It's all painted. I'll probably take a steel wool to that, clean that up. But yeah, that's all in. And then I went and did in the trunk pan, I guess the water gutter here. So I'm happy with the filler that I have in the car now. It's currently raining, and I'm wet sanding the car down for its final primer to really get it smooth as possible. You really shouldn't have to do this, but because I had to do so much filler work, it needs to be done. Oh, hi, bro. All right, the rest of the filler finally dried up. I got the car wet sanded and just got it cleaned up with the degreaser. One of the most important things about doing a paint job is knowing when to stop. It's not perfect. It's nowhere near perfect. I'm sure that I'm gonna kick myself for not fixing some things when it's done, but I need to get this car painted and drivable again. It's just taking up too much time having it sit like this, and if you let stuff marinate too long, you end up not completing it. So I am happy with it as it is for now. And we're gonna go ahead and get the last stage of primer on this car, which of course I'm doing with the plastic and tape from when I washed it, which don't ever do that. That's a bad idea. Stupid, very stupid, but I'm going to do that because I don't want to remask the car. All right, so I didn't film doing the primer. I got real mad because I was really short on primer already. Went to pick up my reducer. Somehow it got stuck to the paper towel. Knocked over my cup, you know, covered my shorts and paint and reducer, and lost paint that I really couldn't lose. But it's on there very lightly, as you can see on the roof, but is what it is. I'm not buying any more primer, so there's no more fixing now. We're dealing with it. So I'm gonna pull the tape and the plastic off now, and it'll be ready to do a final wet sand with 400 and remask for final paint. Okay, the car is wet sanded, it is cleaned off, it is dried. The only thing left to do is to use those tack cloths. I just wanted to go to the store and pick up more because of course you can never have enough. So we are going to mask off. We're going to do top first in case there's any overspray. Blue will cover better than white. So mask off, you know, cover the body line here. I have to come up with a new line for this, which I'm excited about because I never liked the one that was there. And then we're going to have our section. And after all that's masked off, we'll hit it with the tack gloss and we'll be ready to paint. All masked up for the most part. I mean, if I get a little overspray, I'll just do a real light sanding and, you know, clean it up. But got the white down the side, got the roof. I think these lines are going to be a little nicer. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for the doors, they're going to be the biggest pain. I'll probably do it while they're open, shoot it both sides while it's open, and then when I have to do the inside, I'm thinking I'll lay down another blanket on the floor and then get a piece of cardboard and then, you know, shoot it like that. Just because I tried to like put plastic up behind here. It's not, you know, it's a real big pain in the ass. Time to mix up some paint. In my case, I am using a acrylic enamel from Clark's Wholesale Paints. I'll let you know at the end of this if it's worth buying, but pretty simple. It's got some reducer and some hardener here. I'm gonna mix it up and see if we can get something decent. I'm gonna start in a, you know, pretty hard spot to mess up, right? The roof. Probably the hardest part to paint on any car, but we'll start there. So I'm not gonna film it because it'll be a disaster, but for this specific paint, it says on the lid here that we're gonna do 8 parts paint, 2 parts reducer, 1 part hardener. So just go to your measuring cup here and you get your specific one that you need, and we're gonna use the 821. So 5, 5, and 5. Simple as that. Let's go for it. Now for the fun part, get to take the masking off. this stuff is very, very sticky. So I will take note of that when I paint the body of the car, and put on some latex gloves because it's pretty rough. But I need 2 hands for the rest so I don't mess up the paint. I'll show you guys the other side. Pretty good. I don't hate that line. I wanted it to go and follow this groove, but there's no easy way to do it with tape. I don't know that it would really look better if I tried to make it, force it, you know? So here's a cheap way to refresh your rubber seals without actually getting new rubber seals. I was actually looking forward to doing this just as much as I was painting the car. You can see these are all cracked and they're destroyed. If you come over to the other side, I got myself some black silicone and latex glove. And all I'm doing is, you don't even really need the tape, but in these areas where it's highly visible, I opted for the tape. And then I can clean up that line. But I'm just grabbing on with the silicone to this trim and the windshield, just bypassing the seal basically. Now, is this going to keep water out perfectly? No. But what it does do is give me a little better of an appearance for the car. You know, I spent a lot of effort and some money to get this car to where it's at, and something like that just makes it a little bit nicer. I don't know what you guys think, but I think that looks a lot better. Also, if you're wondering, the black spray paint along the bottom, yes, it is spray paint in and outside, is because the windshield is delaminating, which means basically it's turning white along the bottom, and it looks horrible. So that was free, and it looks better. Yeah. Now, clearly the back windshield has some overspray and stuff. I'll clean all that up, and I'll clean up the silicone line with a razor blade, and you know, use some steel wool on the glass or whatever. But that's gonna be it on this until I can get that dry enough that I can tape it off, and then I can use my turquoise. So catch up with you guys once that's dry, probably about 3 days or so. Alright guys, it's been a few days. The paint is all dry on the roof, and I'm going to start masking it off. If you are anywhere near the Busy Beaver, go down to Busy Beaver, pick this up, 9x12 tarps, $2.99. Can't beat it. Real nice and easy to work with, thin so it doesn't rip the tape off the car. But I wanted to talk about the craziest thing that just happened. I opened the garage door, and all along this wet strip here, there was worms. I fish a lot. I probably picked up about 25 worms. You can even see, well, you could. There's one. He died in my paint overspray dust. But, yeah. Free worms. It's a good sign. Paint came out great so far. Alright, we're all messed up. As you can see, did a very nice job. Also did the wax and grease remover. Found a bunch of little things I didn't like. Did a little bit of sanding. You know, there's some overspray. A little worried about that, but all the big spots I did touch up, because when it actually builds up on the car, it gets shiny, and the shiny is what I'm worried about, because it's not going to stick there. I don't care if the paint's a little, you know, whatever, different texture. I just want it to actually stick, and it is enamel paint, so it should, in theory, stick like a motherfucker, but we'll find out. I'm getting serious now. Got the light on the door. This used to be a body shop, so there's lights all over the walls, but there wasn't electrical when we got the house, so I kind of have it just rigged together for now. But thing I wanted to point out, wet the floors down to keep the dust down, because I'm going to be painting the bottom of the car now. Don't want to get a bunch of dust in the paint. Also, if you're in a urban environment and you don't want your neighbors' cars or your cars outside to get painted, wet the entire driveway. Everything is sprayed down. Also spray down the cars, and then, you know, put stuff up, because this is going to go absolutely everywhere. Put the cap on your paint lid, just in case the paint in the air tries to, you know, the mixed paint could possibly activate some of the paint in the can. I don't know. That's been my theory. This stuff is really thin. Door jams went well. So, here goes the whole car, huh? Here's my favorite part. I had to get a shower because I looked like a 70s hooker. I had blue all over my eyelashes, my beard. Yes, beard. Get the masking off of this, and hopefully we did a decent job, right? Let's hope. It's not that easy. Sure, anyone can do it, but you gotta stay on it. You gotta keep your momentum. And that's hard to do in a project like this because there's so much magnitude. You know, there's so much. It's such a large project. Guess we can go ahead and take the stripe off, huh? This is the one I was worried about. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Whew. Damn, that looks good, huh? Wow. I had some weird stuff go on the paint there, but I managed to save it. Sometimes you'll come across, I guess maybe there's some oil or something on the car, and the paint bubbles up real weird. I dabbed it with a napkin, tried to texture it so the paint would grab on to the next layer. Got to do some steel wooling, got a little bit of overspray on the metal, but meh, you know, is what it is. Wow. We'll get this one off and I'll check in. There is our almost finished product. I have to obviously get the stainless back on and get it all chromed out, but I am super happy with how this came out. It is beautiful. The colors are great. They work really well together. It'll look even cooler with all the blues inside. What a project. I'm gonna go inside, get some rest, and get back on this in a few days or something. Back it out of the garage, take a couple looks at it, enjoy it. But yeah, catch up with you guys then. All right, it's been a couple weeks now out here in the sun putting the trim on the 57, and so this side's all trimmed out, but I still left one side. I know you guys like to see actual work being done, but yeah, I'm really happy with it. It came out real pretty. So let's get this side knocked out. So there's the finished product. All the trim on, and came out pretty good. That's not completely put together. Like, I have missing a couple that I had to drill through and put some more clips in. But for the most part, it's done. Got the hood ornaments and everything on. Used my wire on all the stuff I got overspray on, other than under the hood. I got a lot of work to do there. As you can see, the roof even came out nice. It's still shiny in the middle, so I got it laid on pretty thick. Usually, because when you do a roof, it's such a large surface, it tends to get real dull in the middle because you can't put it on evenly, but managed to do so. And I still have to get some trim for inside the quarter panels, whether that be the Chevrolet script or I go with the Belair stainless. I don't know yet, but kind of didn't puncture the holes through because I just don't have them yet, and I figured, well, it's better to just have nothing for the meantime. But yeah, it's came out real nice. And it has you know, for $600 I have this entire car painted, all the body work's done, and yeah, I mean, so you guys, you can do the exact same thing for, you know, under $1,000. It's not difficult. Got a lot of cars coming through all of a sudden, but you follow along in these videos with me. Gonna have some more coming up. I still gotta complete the interior. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff done here, but I still have to put a headliner in, and there's some other stuff I'd like to do. I'd like to put some speakers in it, and I'm gonna have the first driving video coming out. But yeah, very happy with it, and yeah, I'm not a body guy or a paint guy, and it came out pretty good. So you guys go give it a shot, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more stuff on this.